The economic news for the United States is so bad right now that economists are now warning us that we are on the cusp of a recession. And yes, that means that a recession at this point, based on all of the available information, is imminent. If the government does not change course, which means if Donald Trump does not come out, admit he was wrong about everything, and undoes what he has done, we will be in a recession. If, of course, we are not already. Because the indicator of a recession, obviously the thing that officially puts us in there by the book, is the 2 consecutive months of either no GDP growth or negative GDP growth. And those numbers come from the federal government. So if you trust their numbers, we are not yet in a recession. If you don't trust those numbers, we're already in a recession. But you don't have to take my word for it. The people who are actually trained to spot these things and diagnose them and tell us why it happened, they're all telling us that we're either in one or we're about to be in a recession. More in just a moment, but first, a word from today's video sponsor. By now, you know Trump's big, beautiful bill has passed. But almost no one's reporting how ICE will get nearly $40 billion of our tax money each year, making it the most heavily funded law enforcement agency in U.S. history. That's more money than most nations spend on their entire military. So much of our media is either missing the worst of this bill or twisting the language so you think it's all in your best interest. But we've seen the ICE raids ramping up. Now Trump's openly threatening to deport U.S. citizens. This should be the biggest story in America, yet it's buried. Making ground news essential right now is what all of this is doing. They're the only tool I've found exposing these blind spots in the media. By gathering the world's news in one place, organizing it by story, then analyzing just how far-right and radical each unbiased source actually is, you get way more context than you ever would anywhere else. If we're being honest, we've seen Trump's power grabs throughout history. They said never again, and that means never again everywhere. And right now, it's happening here. So if you want to stay ahead on immigration, the economy, or simply finding the stories missing from your news feeds, Ground News has you covered. Their app and website is a smarter, more reliable way to stay informed at a time when MAGA is banking on us to stay distracted. So I've partnered with them to get you 40% off the same Vantage plan that I have been using. That comes out to $5 a month for unlimited access to everything I've mentioned and so much more. Just go to ground.news/Farron or scan the QR code to subscribe. With at least another 4 years of this, we can't afford to miss these details. So after the government finally released the horrific jobs reports for November and October, that same afternoon, University of Michigan economist Justin Wolfers appeared on MS Now to tell us that this is about as bad as it gets. We have all the warning signs, and, as he put it, a recession is imminent. Here is what Mr. Wolfers had to say. Unemployment is up. It's up to 4.6%. A year ago, it was down at 4%. That tells you hundreds of thousands of Americans are struggling to find work right now. Wage growth is weak. That tells you that the labor market is weak. People aren't finding it easy to go out and find themselves a better job when things aren't looking good. Now, that much is obvious to pretty much everybody. If you look all the way back to Liberation Day in April, he continued, it's possible that the economy has actually created no jobs at all. The printed numbers are a little higher, but they're widely expected to be revised down, so this is an economy that's stalled and maybe even going backwards. Look, there's a rule out there, a rule of thumb lots of economists use called the SOM rule. Basically, it says when the unemployment rate has risen by 0.5 percentage point, then a recession is imminent. It's got a very good track record right now. The unemployment rate has risen by 0.5 percentage point, so it is saying that we really are on the cusp of a recession. And if you really want to bring it home one more way, let me tell you, since April, the Canadian economy, the Canadians have created more jobs than the American economy has. And of course, we're much, much bigger than they are. So it's not necessarily a global phenomenon, is what he's pointing out. Our neighbors to the north are doing quite well economically. We're not. The difference, of course, is that we've got Donald Trump, who has launched a trade war with every single country on the planet, with the exception of Russia. Read into that what you will. But we're living under a madman who may or may not be suffering from multiple different neurological, psychological, and regular biological health issues. He's more concerned about his ballroom than he is about the fact that Americans are struggling to afford food, by their own admission. Statistics don't lie. Politicians do. And that is something that everybody needs to remember. I have discussed this issue in live streams, and I've had some MAGA folks pop in there and say, like, what prices have gone up? Nothing's going up. You can say that all you want and repeat Donald Trump's talking points, but that doesn't make it true. A majority of Republicans, a majority of MAGA at this point are saying, yes, prices have gone up, and yeah, Trump is the guy to blame, okay? This is not debatable. It's not a difference of opinion. Prices have gone up. Unemployment has gone up. Exports are falling. Just ask any farmer in the United States. All of the economic indicators are horrible. All of them. There is not one that is doing well, unless you count the stock market as an economic indicator, which we should not, because that has no bearing on how the average American is doing. Everything is bad. The numbers are bad. We are heading into a recession, and Donald Trump refuses to even admit that the economy is not doing well. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.